There are moments that challenge what we think is possible, that defy the odds and our expectations. Those moments are what we at MU Health call yes moments. And they're changing the face of cardiovascular care. One breakthrough discovery, one advanced treatment, one miraculous outcome at a time. Yes makes it possible.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Friday, June the 23rd. We're counting down to the Great American Eclipse, and we've got Angela Speck with us. Good to have you back again, Angela. MU Astronomy. You got different colored hair than last time you were here.
I'm working on the full eclipse effect.
Okay. But as we said the last time, this really is the biggest thing to hit central Missouri in many, 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 many years, and will be the biggest thing for many years to come.
Absolutely. We're expecting a lot of visitors, and it's going to be a big deal for the whole country.
Yeah. Now, we were mentioning that we are in the, Columbia is in the line, in the strip.
That's
in that
right.
70-mile wide strip. But if you live outside of Columbia, either north or south, there is a website that you can go to and pinpoint your house to tell you exactly how long the eclipse will last at your home, your location, and when it will start and when it will end.
That's right. So the website is greatamericaneclipse.com.
Okay.
And on the front page there, they have a little window that says Launch App, and it's a web app, so it opens in the browser. But then it's got the whole country, and you can zoom in and find your location, and it basically just has contours on it that says, you know, how long you get. But if you click on the closest little eclipse symbol, it also then tells you exactly what time everything happens. So again, it's greatamericaneclipse.com, and you go to Launch App, and it opens a page, and it's just a big, it's basically like Google Maps, but it's not actually Google.
Okay, so I'm looking at it on the monitor right now. Okay.
So
and there, when we're looking at it, you can see the path of the eclipse.
That's right.
And then you can zoom in.
That's right. You
keep zooming in, keep zooming in,
move the mouse
and you'll
around
see Kansas City, St. Louis, and you can go into Columbia, Missouri, or if you live north like I do, near Harrisburg, you can go in even closer, and it has these lines showing you the length of your eclipse, of where you are.
That's exactly right. And as you go in further and further, it gives you more resolution on that. So if you close in on, say, Columbia, you can see that for campus, the south end of campus gets 2 minutes and 36 seconds. The north end is more like 2 minutes and 35 seconds. So that's the distance in which it changes.
So the south part of campus gets 2 minutes and
36 seconds,
okay.
And the north part will get 2 minutes and 35. So for the whole of Columbia, it's more like 2:33 to 2:38. But sometimes it takes a few minutes to actually refresh what it's doing. So then it'll start to give you exactly what those are.
Now if you live down closer to Ashland, isn't that the longest?
Right. So from here, the center line is between Columbia and Ashland, but it's closer to Ashland. So it's just north of Ashland. So if you're down there, you get a little bit more time. So the southern
around
end
the airport, if you're around the airport, you're going to get the longest totality of the eclipse.
And they get about 5 seconds longer than we get at the bottom end of campus.
You know what I find amazing is the fact that science can pinpoint it down to the second, the second, as how long it's going to last in that location. How do they do that?
Well, I mean, the math is not that difficult. What we're talking about is you've just got three bodies moving, right? So you've got the Earth, the Sun, and the Moon, and they're all moving, and we know exactly how fast they move. It does the same thing all the time, right? Now, the speed of the Moon and the Earth is changing all the time, but in a very, very predictable way. And so, you know, it's not complicated math, it's not complicated physics, and you just need to set all of that up, and then you can figure out. So you've got, you know, the moon moving along, and as it moves along, you can figure out exactly which bit is going to block out, and you can figure that out way in advance. We've actually been able to predict eclipses, not to the precision we can now, but we've been able to predict eclipses since before we knew that the Earth moved. So if you
Since before we knew the Earth moved.
Yep. So it
Wait a minute. When we thought the Earth was flat.
No, but there's an intermediate between that. So think about Galileo. That's only about 400 years ago that he was in trouble for suggesting that the Earth moves. But you go back another 100, 150 years before that, and you've got Christopher Columbus believing the Earth is round, going on trips accordingly, and
He didn't fall off the edge of the Earth.
and he didn't fall off the edge of the Earth, so, proved his point. But he had a sailor's almanac that includes the prediction of eclipses, that you don't need to know that it is the Earth that's moving. You need to know the relative motion. So you need to know that the sun and the Earth move relative to each other. You don't need to know which one is moving.
Okay, now, is the moon closer to Earth? Is that why we're having a total eclipse? Because at this point the moon is closer to the Earth?
So actually the moon is slowly moving away from us. So if we went back a few centuries, we would actually see it very slightly bigger. The moon actually changes its distance. Its orbit is not circular. So some days it's closer to us and some days it's further away.
Is that when we have a supermoon when it's closer?
So the supermoon is actually, it goes through that close point every time it goes around, so every month. But the supermoon is when it's at that closest point and it's a full moon at the same time.
That's the supermoon.
That's the supermoon.
Okay. Can you have a supermoon and have a blue moon at the same time?
So a blue moon just means that you get two moons in the same month. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can also sometimes have two supermoons in a row because it doesn't have to be exactly the biggest. It just has to be within a certain distance of its closest point. So.
Okay, boy, you really know everything you're talking about, don't you?
There's way too much stuck in there.
I tell you what. We're marking that date. It is August the 21st.
August 21st.
And we are, as much as we want rain, we are hoping that day it will be clear. Do you have a rain date for the eclipse?
Oh, yeah. That will be 2024 in April, but it won't be quite here.
That's the next one. It's 2024. Okay. But next time you're on, we'll be talking about all the people that are coming to Columbia and Central Missouri and some of the other things that are happening along with this.
Yep.
It's mind-boggling to me and exciting and interesting, and I am looking forward to it. I'm going to stand in my yard, and I've got those glasses, and I'm going to watch it for the minute and a half that I can have it in northern Boone County.
I hope the whole world is joining you.
Thank you. Angela Speck, MU Astronomy. And go to that website for more information. It's what?
GreatAmericanEclipse.com.
And launch the app and put in your address or zoom in, and you can see how long it'll be where you are. That's it. Drop me an email, pepperp@missouri.edu. Bye-bye.